Royce Lewis, slugger? I guess. I mean, this guy's just crushing it. A dangerous pull hitter. You know, that ball was above the zone. He gets around on this thing, hits it out. He's just on a tear. What a jolt that he's been to the lineup. He DH'd tonight, and that gives him 15 home runs on the season. I shared this fun fact on Twitter. Combined with the minor leagues, he's on a pace to hit, he's on a 46 homer pace over a 162 game season. That's to put into context how many homers he's hit, including the minors. Here you're seeing a beautiful catch by Michael A. Taylor that saved a run. And then in the ninth inning, speaking of guys that can hit for power, Michael A. Taylor hits his 20th home run of the season, a career high, and we're not even into September yet. I have a gripe on this one. They called this a wild pitch. Number one, it was just killer. It was 2 outs. Run comes in, crushing. But, I mean, Pablo missed his spot, sure, but Vasquez has to catch that. That's got to be a pass ball. And then Correa tried to sort of pull a sneaky double play here, hoping that the runner wasn't going. There was a man on first. He lets a pop-up fall. They only get the out. That basically traded Ramon Laureano for Andres Jimenez, who's a really good runner and base stealer. And he steals second and then scores from second on a little bloop hit. So that turned out to be a pretty poor decision. Luckily, it didn't cost the Twins the game, but Correa was also had an 0-for and was 0-for-2 with runners in the scoring position. So a tough night for him. He's been playing pretty well this month, though, to be fair. But he and Royce Lewis left 5 men on base. Again, Twins 0-for-9 with runners in the scoring position. Max Kepler, got to call out, man. This guy has been playing tremendously. A 2 at night for him. Here's a look at the pitching. Pablo Lopez really battled out there. And Cole Sands, I want to highlight, he threw 2 shutout innings and threw like 80% of his pitches for strikes. Was just pounding the strike zone was Cole Sands. There was a ton of news before this game, too. Jorge Alcala was throwing to Buxton, Kirilloff, and Gordon. That's a great sign for really all those guys. Buxton's going to play center field tomorrow for the Saints, and Kirilloff's going to DH. How huge is that? So a couple guys might be returning to the lineup before too long. Also, Chris Paddock was up with the team. He's going to be starting a rehab assignment on September 6th with Fort Myers and is hoping to be able to contribute to the Twins before the end of the year. There was a bunch of call-ups. Going to call up the big ones. David Festa goes from AA to AAA. Here you see I've got overlaid his stats while with Windsurge. And Luke Keeschel is moving up. Guy who was just drafted in the 2nd round this year, moving up to Cedar Rapids already. And we'll talk more about him plenty in just a minute here. But first, over to the Saints highlights and Junior Severino. Man, does this guy get a hold of him. Holy smokes. That is his 5th home run already with the Saints since getting promoted, in his 29th home run on the season. Guy who just hits with a tremendous power, and he gets that hot dog hat there. The prize, that's the prize all the hitters want in St. Paul. But look at this swing, man. Whew. Guy gets under him, gets him way out there. Loves hitting at CHS Field, apparently. He's hit some bombs there. But the Saints, fast forward to the top of the 9th inning, trying to close it out. Jordan Balazovic, get this bouncing ball. You really feel like you probably should get it out there if you're the pitcher, but Austin Martin can't keep it in the infield, and the guy scores from second base to tie it up. Unfortunately, this is kind of a situation that Balazovic a couple of years ago would have unraveled in, but luckily he gets out of the inning. A nice catch by Willie Castro keeps it tied up. Speaking of rehabbing guys, there's Willie Castro playing center. That game went into extra, so I'll have to update you in the comments on how that one went. Michael Hellman, another rehabbing guy. Just tons of guys. He's working his way back to the Saints, rehabbing with Wichita. Guy who plays all over the place. Been in the system forever. Hits a 3-run opposite field home run for Wichita. Hellman was the Twins' 11th round pick in 2018. So guy's been in the system for quite a while. Had a great year last year. Back to Keeschel, moving to Cedar Rapids, and here he is, getting an RBI single in his Colonel's debut. He would add a second RBI single. That was particularly impressive because the Cedar Rapids won 2-1. So he drove in both of their runs in this game. And in both of these plate appearances, he was down 0-2 at one point. So Keeschel battling, hanging in there, having a huge game, major impact in that one. What a way to join his teammates. And Willie Joe Gary, I want to call it, he has 3 home runs in 17 games with Wichita. He only had 3 home runs in 46 games with Cedar Rapids. So something's got into this guy since getting promoted. Andrew Morris, the Twins' 4th round pick from last year's draft, now has a 2.68 ERA and a 1.17 whip and an 8.48 Ks per 9 this year. He had 6 innings and 1 run for Cedar Rapids tonight. The Mighty Muscles, are postponed. There's that hurricane coming through, so Clearwater just kind of adjusted their schedule. I believe they're also postponed tomorrow already. But there are the results. Again, we'll let you know what the Saints game did down in the comments. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks to all the members for your support here. The premium members, we'll talk again soon.